Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, just welcome. So today I'm going to be testing out the new Almay Best Blend Forever. I have it in two shades. I got sent it in two shades. This one is ivory, and then I got this one in porcelain. So I'm going to do part of my face in ivory, part of the face in porcelain, and we're going to see which one works best. I actually got these through CrowdTap. If you don't know what CrowdTap is, you can just get on there, you fill out surveys and about different companies, and then they'll send you these products to test for free, and then you just review them. So both of these I got for free through CrowdTap. But also, like, as you save up points, you get Amazon gift cards off of there. So it's a pretty cool site. Anyways, all you have to do is just answer surveys about different companies and stuff like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to do a full face. I am going to put on a little color corrector and a little concealer under my eyes, so that won't pop through the foundation as bad. But other than that, I'm not going to be doing a full face. So I'm going to go ahead and just put on my color corrector. And the color corrector I use is, this is what it looks like. As you can tell, it's definitely been used. And it's the Wet n Wild Coverall. And I absolutely love this color corrector. It works really well. So, anyways, I'm not going to say I'm the best in the world using it, but it works well. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply the color corrector under my eyes at first. And as you know, purple and yellow are opposite each other on this spectrum. So like if you have a bruise or under eye bags, you generally want to use yellow to try to correct those areas. Just like you'd use purple to try to correct any overly yellow areas. So that's why I'm using the yellow under my eyes. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and try to do this real quick. And this brush that I'm using is actually from Wish. This was that set that I got from Wish. I've actually been pretty impressed with these brushes. They're pretty soft. They clean really well, and I've been using them quite a bit, and I haven't had any issues with them. Like, there hasn't been any fallout, and I've been impressed with them overall. So it's definitely like I'd buy again if it's still there. I'd check it out because this set, I want to say, was only, and there was 20 in a set if you remember correctly. I want to say it was only like $2 for the 20. Anyways, then the concealer I'm going to be using is actually something I got from one of my Ipsy bags. It's the Silky Fit Yada Concealer BB. If I can get it to focus there. Maybe not. That's what it is. I don't think it has the shade on here. It just says it's power brightening, whitening, anti-wrinkle, sunscreen, cosmetic. Anyways, that's the concealer I'm going to be using. And I'm going to use my beauty blender for that, I think. I'll go ahead and cover up that with concealer before I start trying to put on the foundation. And like I said, I am not a beauty guru by any means. So, don't expect this to look perfect. I'm just doing what I generally try to do to get rid of the bags under my eyes. This concealer, I've actually enjoyed it. When I first got it, I thought it was going to be too dark, but it actually hasn't ended up been too bad. I will say with it, I've tend to had to use more than what I would normally have to use with some of my other concealers. But some of my other concealers are more full coverage than this is. And this is more of a sunscreen concealer. So I don't expect it to be as full coverage as a regular full coverage concealer would be. But I'm impressed with it. I like the concealer is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, so there's that. And like I said, that's not perfect by any means, but that's what we're working with. Okay. I already have eyebrows on, and I'm not going to take them off right now, so we'll just have to see how that goes. I've already tried out the color, as you can see, because it's got a foam thing on it. That's what it looks like, but you can also take the foam thing off if you want to use your own beauty blender. And just squirt it out of the tube, which is what I'm going to do, because the one thing I will say about this product is I don't particularly care for the blender itself. It's really soft, but I don't know, I just haven't been able to get it. I feel like I'm wasting a lot of product in the middle of it. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting as much product out of it. So anyways, the first one I'm going to use is, which one is this? This is the ivory. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply some to my Beauty Blender first. And as you can tell, this Beauty Blender needs to be cleaned, so I'm sorry about that ahead of time if that bothers you. Anyways, this is the ivory, so I'm going to go ahead and do this half of my face in ivory. And honestly, I'm afraid both of these colors are probably going to be too light on me. This is a sunscreen concealer. It's I want to say, I forgot what SPF it was, but it was a fairly strong SPF. And you can tell. It literally pretty much smells like sunscreen. There's not like a real, like normally foundation has, they don't all have the same smell, but they have a, you know, just a general smell. This smells like I'm putting sunscreen on my face. And I know that the way I do my Beauty Blender bothers a lot of people, but it is what it is. It's what works best for me. This Beauty Blender also came from Wish, actually, and I like it. Like, I haven't had a problem with it. Same thing, it's cleaned really easy. I've been able to use it quite a few times. I'm having to use quite a bit of this foundation. But once again, it didn't claim to be full coverage, so, you know. Not sure how much this runs in the store, and I probably should have checked. But, I just wanted to show it to you guys to see what y'all thought. And if it worked out, maybe you could tell me which color you thought was best on me once I get it on. I don't feel like it's really covering up much. Like, I have spots down here, as you can tell, and I just don't feel like it's covering it up. And I feel like to get it to cover up, I would have to use quite a bit of this foundation to get it to cover up. I've almost got it now. I'm just going back over with just a few more dots to finish off. I know there's probably going to be some people that watch this video like, what is she doing? I know. I wonder too. It's okay. Okay, so there's that half. I will say, I mean, at least there is a little bit of coverage, and it doesn't really look like I have anything on. So if I'm going for a very natural look, that's going to do it. The next one is the porcelain. And as light as this one is, I don't think the porcelain's going to work. But I'm going to go ahead and do it and try it out. I'm going to use the other side of my Beauty Blender. That looks almost like the same color. There it is. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and do this side of the face. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cover up my face, but I'm trying to look in this mirror to the side to make sure things don't get too crazy over here. I'm not seeing a whole lot of difference in the color yet. Oh, okay, there's a difference. Yeah, I would probably definitely use the ivory. The porcelain is just a little too light for me. I'm pretty fair-skinned, but the porcelain is definitely too light for me. Yeah, I just got super excited right there. I'm also going to, I might not remove the whole face. Excuse me. I might not remove the whole face on camera, but I'm going to remove part of it and just see how it removes. Probably this side since it's had longer to dry, so we'll have more of a, both sides of my lips are different colors, sorry. So we'll have more of a guess of what it removes like once it's dried. It's already dried pretty well, actually. It doesn't even feel wet. And it's really light. I will say it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel cakey. And I'm impressed by the fact of how natural it looks. I mean, I could probably go a shade darker if I didn't want such a natural look. But when I'm going for a natural look, either one of these colors would be perfect. I would probably more likely choose the ivory, but either one of these would be perfect if I'm going for just a simple natural, you just get out of the house type of look. Okay, and I know that's not full coverage or perfect over here. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but anyways, that's what it looks like on. As you can see, it's fairly full coverage. Only thing is I'm not going to say it's fairly full coverage because it's not. Only thing is you can definitely still see my pores through it. Like I said though, not full coverage, so I'm not expecting full coverage. But it's got good coverage for what it is. Only thing that bothers me about it really is that sunscreen smell. Like, it's a fairly strong sunscreen smell. So like I said, it's the new Best Blend Forever is what they're called, and that's what they look like. And I like the fact that they come with the applicator, but I love the fact that you can take it off, and if you don't want to use that applicator, you can use your own beauty blender or so on. I'm going to go ahead, and which one is this? This is the porcelain. I'm going to go ahead and show you what it's like using the applicator. So all you do is squeeze the bottle. Then it comes out of the applicator like that. I don't feel like as soon as you start pushing on it, it goes right back down into it. And I feel like it's just smearing it around with this particular applicator. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I feel like it's just wasting a lot of product. And I feel like if you wanted to get a lot of product out, you'd really have to pump it to be able to make that work. I just really don't care for this applicator. I wouldn't personally use it, but there might be somebody who would enjoy it. It's a little firmer than a beauty blender. And if you press too hard, more comes out. It's a little firmer for a beauty blender, but than a beauty blender, I mean. But it's not bad. I mean, for some people, I'm sure. Anyway, so that's what both sides look like. Like I said, I'm not going to put on a full face. I'm not going to try to put on mascara and everything right now. I just wanted to show you what this was like. So, I'm going to go ahead and I don't have any makeup wipes right now. Generally, I don't use them anyways. Tend to be a little tough on my skin. So, I use coconut oil to remove my foundation. So, that's what I'm going to do right now. And let's go ahead and see how easily it removes with coconut oil. I'm going to go ahead and try to let's see if it does have, like, with one wipe, it has transfer. So, if you rub up against something, or if you're hugging somebody, and you could always still put, like, a setting spray on, but that's not foolproof most of the time. If you hug somebody or something, and they have, like, white clothes on, it's probably going to transfer, so you'd want to watch out for that. But, I'm going to go ahead and put the coconut oil on, just this area. And let's see how easily it removes. It's drying out my skin, I feel like. For a sunscreen, I feel like my cheek area got quite a bit drier. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wipe that off. So that came off pretty easy. I know that I have some foundations. I mean, you don't want it to come off too easy. But I know that I have some foundations. Like, coconut oil will take just about everything off. That's how I get my matte lipsticks off that I have a hard time getting off. And I feel like that's irritated. No, that's definitely just from wiping it just now. Never mind. It's coming off fairly easy. Like, as I'm rubbing, I can see some on my hands. But it's not coming off quite as easily as I'd like. But it's not bad. Anyway, so overall, if you don't mind that sunscreen smell, and you don't, like I said, you can use your own beauty blender. So if you don't mind that sunscreen smell, it's a pretty decent color. It's not full coverage. So if you don't mind the sunscreen smell, and you like a formula that has SPF in it, and for a more natural look, I think I would definitely give this a try. I'm not sure how much it is in the drugstore. I want to say it was probably about five or $6 when I saw it, which that's not too bad for this size of foundation. I mean, it's fairly large sized. How many? It was 30. It's 1 fluid ounce, so that's not too bad for that much foundation. Anyway, so I'd give it a try and see if it works for you. That's not bad for an SPF foundation. anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and just remember to be kind to one another. Bye.